what defines femininity in a woman's character?
Okay. Well, what defines femininity in a woman's character and in a man's character are the same exact things. I want us to begin to think about rather than man and woman, because men over the generations have become more feminized, and I don't want that to be construed as a negative thing. You see, I think it's good and that it's healthy that men have begun to get in touch with their feelings. I believe that it's vitally important to any masculine-feminine relationship to speak openly, honestly, and completely. That is very distinct from what most people do, which is called emoting, where you emote. You share. They say, well, I'm just sharing my feelings, and then they kind of throw up on you. That is distinct from open, honest, complete communication. So, to give an example so it's perfectly clear, is, you make me so mad. That's emoting. Open, honest, complete communication is, when you say that, I get very angry. I feel a great deal of anger, and I'm even feeling it right now. I'm feeling a lot of anger. So I'm going to manage myself, which is a masculine thing to do. I'm going to put my feelings on the back shelf right now. I may need to take a leave. I may need to go, shout or, hit a brick wall or something, to release that, but I'm not going to dump it on the beautiful woman that I cherish and love. So that would be a masculine way of handling your emotions. A feminine way of handling your emotions might be to just share your emotions right then and there. And men, or a masculine person, should be able to keep their center and say, I hear you, I got that, that's okay, I got it that you're angry at me. So a man should be able to hold his center even when she's raging against him. Mm-hmm. That would be a masculine thing to do. A feminine aspect would be to receive a man's gift and to be grateful for it, to ask him. Even though you may be more educated, you may be smarter, you may be more articulate, you may have a greater vocabulary or be better at something, a feminine characteristic is that making a sacrifice as a man. One of the sacrifices that women have to make is to give up your right to be more of a man than him. You have a right to be. You could live your life that way. You may be able to take care of the situation even better than he can. But you give that up in favor of the relationship, in favor of something that he has that you want, so you're willing to pay for it. And here's the price you need to pay. And that is that sometimes you keep your beautiful, educated, intelligent mouth closed while he tells you something that you know better than him. Allow him to drive past the freeway exit if he says, I know where I'm going. Don't tell me how to drive. Part of the sacrifice that women seem to be unwilling to make is to go, okay, I'm sure you're a very capable man, and you've been driving for years since before you knew me, and I'm sure you'll get us there. I trust you. I'm seeing biting your lips.
Yes. Such a difficult job.
That is a hard price to pay. But
is.
if you think that the price men pay is any smaller, it's not. If you have all these feelings and you're angry and you want to rage and all that stuff, and you choose to hold that within yourself and to not express it so that it doesn't hurt somebody, and you choose to love and cherish even when she's throwing dishes at you, you don't think that's a sacrifice?
It is.
In order to have a polarized masculine-feminine relationship, you need to be able to recognize the cost. If you knew something was going to cost you everything, your marriage, your respect in the community, if you knew that in advance, if a particular behavior was going to give you that result, would you really have a trouble dropping it? It would be a small price to pay, right?
Yes.
If that type of thinking was going to cost you everything by the end of your life, would you really have trouble giving it up?
No.
The people who are going to be running the banks and the governments, those people your generation that is coming into being, that's already sort of taking things over, right? I want them to have every blessing and every chance they possibly can to have everything that they truly want in life and to have fulfilling lives that they leave for future generations. That's just what I'm committed to. And so the purpose of this show is to give you the tools and to let you know you don't get to have everything you want without sacrifices, without paying some kind of a cost. Every time you pay for something, you're actually having an argument with the person. You're saying, what you have is more important than what I'm willing to give up. And they're saying, no, you have something more important than mine, and so you trade, okay? And this is the nature that we often call compromise, but really it's just making a deal. Marriage and masculine feminine relationships that last a lifetime, that create value in the world, and that are the basis of all civilized societies, and that leave a legacy of honor and love for future generations, that costs something. That is a high value ticket item that has a price. Masculine and feminine relationships that last a lifetime require coming to terms with what you think you want is not nearly as big as what you actually truly want.